Oh, we got the wrong camera on. There we go. Hello, hello. Not sure how many people we got in here yet. My computer is a little slow at this, but we'll see if we get the iPad going here. It's a little faster, a little more up to date on what's going on. So, see, we got one in. I see. I see. I guess this has to be redone. We'll restart this here. All right, perfect. Perfect. Hello, spoiled fish. Welcome. I got a little different show today. Today's going to be a DIY gig. And yeah, it's going to be this is like the DIY anybody can do. Anybody. I don't care how bad you are at DIY. If you need a breeder box of any sort to go in your tank to separate fry, to separate a fish that's getting beat on, a fish that's just not well, a fish that just needs some of its own space without being harassed by other fish, or if you have one fish that you're, say for instance, doing food medications to, you can separate, isolate that fish, and you can give that fish exactly what it needs without the other fish getting it. I guess the other fish could get a little bit because water does go through it, but you'd be isolating it, and it would it would get what it needs. The biggest thing I use this breeder box for is basically separating when I'm doing the clownfish babies. If I don't have a large batch, if I have a very small batch of them, I came up with this idea just so I could separate the different sizes, so one size of clownfish babies wasn't getting harassed by the other. But you could very well separate just about any fish, because you can make these just about any size you want. Oh, Roscoe's coming to join us, everybody, and that's a good thing, because that means Roscoe just came in from outside because he's all wet here. But Roscoe's been really sick the last couple of days. We've been really worried about him. We had him at the vet's yesterday. We did a lot of testing on him and whatnot, and some of the medications he's taking right now got him feeling a little bit better this afternoon. So that's a good thing. So I'll just get him settled in here, and then we'll get back to business. Okay, lay down. Down. You can stay down here, but you gotta lay down. Down. Yeah, get in your spot. Come on, over here. Lay down. Down. Down, please. Good boy. Okay, Roscoe's settled in. It looks like we got a few more people rolling in here. We got Rico Stan. Sounds like a challenge to me. Someone is going to lose an eye today. I can feel it. I guess I should make a disclaimer. If you lose an eye, it's not my problem. It's your problem. I am not responsible for any injuries that may occur from you trying to do a DIY. So as long as we got that out there. Petsaholic, hello. How's it going? That's going pretty good. So yeah, I'd have a little bit of time this afternoon, so I figured let's do it. People have been asking for it, so let's do it. Yeah, we think he's going to pull through. We don't know what's going on with him. He's a Bernese Mountain Dog. He's young. He's only a year and a half old. Not even a year and a half yet. And he's had a really nasty fever for the last few days. Had him just flat right out. The one medication that my vet gave me, and actually many of you know my vet, and that is Dr. PJ Monestis, who's been on my show. He's also a fish veterinarian. Anyways, Roscoe went to see him yesterday, and Paul did a battery of tests on him and whatnot, but he's got a fever, and we don't know why. We could do a lot more tests to find out why, but we'll see if he just gets over it first. So it gets quite costly. But anyways, back to what we're here to talk about, and that's breeder boxes. So this is the material I use for my breeder boxes right here. It's needlepoint plastic mesh. If you can find it at Walmart, you can find it at the dollar store. Sometimes they call it plastic canvas. I'm sure you could find a material that has even smaller holes. These holes are about 1/8 of an inch hole, I guess. So if you have fry or fish smaller than that, then obviously this isn't going to be very effective at all. You'd have to devise a different system for use a different material to do this. So I guess really it's so easy, guys, so easy. I'm going to show you the tools. Like right now, we will hit the other camera. All right, so what you need to make these, you need a pair of scissors. You need a pair of scissors, any scissors. You need a screwdriver, any screwdriver, as long as the shaft is metal. And any screwdriver shaft should be metal, so any real screwdriver. You need a torch of some sort. Now, I'm going to give everybody an alternative to this as well. This is how I choose to make them. I'm very comfortable in using a torch. So for me, I find it easier, and I sometimes use the alternative tool quite often for some pretty small technical stuff, so I don't want to mess it up with plastic and whatnot. So the alternative tool for doing this would be a soldering iron. Just a normal cheapo soldering iron would be your alternative to a torch and a screwdriver. It will do the exact same job, may take slightly longer. I believe I get this hotter with a torch, so it might go a little bit faster, but it will work just the same. And again, there could be very well alternatives to this part as well, but the ribbon plant weights for weighting your plants down your tank, I use this for the clip to hold it to the side of the fish tank to hold it in place. All right, so with that being said, bottom line is, move this back a bit. Maybe I can get my face and all this in one. I'm not sure. Let's try this. There, we can almost do that now. Perfect. Almost got my face in. All right. So when we do this, let me just get rid of a couple of things here. Okay, so what size do you want to make it? That's the first thing you have to figure out. So I guess a measuring tape could be helpful as well. I see one right over there, so let's do it. You would only need your measuring tape for essentially the first piece. All right, so a measuring tape too. So what size do we want them? For me personally, it depends on what I'm going to use it for. If I'm going to use it for a 4-inch fish and I just want to isolate that fish and keep it away from the other fish, whether it needs it because it's injured, it has a fungus going on, some health problem, whatever. So you'd want to make one probably like 8 or 10 inches, give them a little space to move around and whatnot. Although space is not the idea here. For me, I'm going to make just a small one here since I already have this piece cut. I'm not going to use that stuff. It's a little thinner. I find this stuff here is a little bit thicker, a little more rigid. So I'm going to use this size right here. So what you want on each one, and I'm just going to trim this one up so it's already exactly the way I want it. Stuff cuts extremely easy. I use this for a lot. I use this stuff for filter intakes, cover up filter intakes. If I'm using, say I'm using a matin filter, I'll use a piece of this in the lifter tube of the matin filter so small fish don't get sucked in or able to go up inside the matin filter. So what I really want here is on this side, see how it's open, got an open space? When I connect that to, say, another one here, I can essentially put that open space right in tight. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take this phone call. I don't generally do this, but it looks important. Hello? 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 Yeah. Okay, is your homework done? You're getting it done right now? Okay, you going for supper? I'd like you to come home for supper. Anyways, whatever. Okay, I'm trying to do a live stream here, so. Okay? Alright, bye. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. My 16-year-old son was calling me, and usually if he actually wants to communicate, it's a good idea to answer because it's probably something important. Hello, Aquarium Cop. Welcome. So, if you can, whichever direction you want to do it, we'll do it this way. Get it so you have, oh, this is hard to do in front of the camera. Where's the camera? Okay, so if you can get the holes to go inside each other, see how I have that down at the bottom? Then it makes it extremely good for welding them together. Very easy. So what I'm going to do is cut another one the exact same size as this one. As simple as just putting it down, lining it up, seeing as it's all symmetrical squares, makes it extremely easy to do. And like I said, try to get it so you have a, let's call it a spiky end on one end. So you can use that plastic to weld them together. No glue, no string, no tape, no nothing. Just we're just gonna bond these to themselves. And thus far, it's been aquarium safe for me. I haven't seen any short-term repercussions of it. Don't think there's any chemical leaching or anything like that. So now we have two sides, which I would go on this end, bam, like that, and they are, as you can see, where do we got it here? There we go. We can weld that seam together. All right, so we need to make two more sides the exact same size. Hopefully we have enough. I'm gonna have to make them shorter because I'm really low on material here, but we can do that. We'll make them all a bit shorter. So we'll cut that one straight across there. Or what we'll do is we'll just make the sides not as deep as the back. Probably the easiest way. Yeah, Cop, it's Flyers time coming up here soon, and thank you very much for sharing the stream. So we got that height. We'll just cut these two. This should work, just like so. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of DIY guy. I don't really make a plan. I just go with it and go with the flow. So far, it's worked out pretty good. Sometimes I have to adjust, but when you're doing DIY stuff, it's really to me, it's the whole purpose of DIY stuff. Honestly, by the time I take the time to make all this stuff, then, you know, I could go and buy it. I could go and buy it probably cheaper, and I'll get what somebody else wants me to have. So I don't know. I do DIY stuff because it's usually custom fit to my needs. So if you're watching people do DIY stuff to get ideas, then don't always try to think to do it just the way they do it. Try to think of how it can work for you, and if it's worth it for it to work for you. Not every DIY thing is for everybody. So yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about that. Try to make it so it works for you. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just making them all a bit smaller because that's how much material I have. I actually stopped at Walmart today to see about getting some more, but lo and behold, they were sold out. Couldn't get any. So everybody must be doing DIY projects right now. Alright, so easy to line up and figure out where you need to cut it. It's being little squares. Alright, so we got our pieces cut almost. We're going to need obviously one more piece for the bottom, but we have our square cut. 4 pieces for the square, and then like I said, we'll need one for the bottom. So what I'm going to do, we don't need to see my face while I'm running the torch here. I'm going to get my little torch fired up here. Sorry, just get that cable out of the way. Oh, frick. Destroying the whole place here now. Let's try this. Okay. So, get our little torch. Mine fires up. Just got to turn that gas on. Give it a click. So my torch is as easy as that. That's all you have to do. It sits very nice and stable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld these two guys right here. Is what I'm going to do. The first one's the hardest because it's kind of unstable, obviously, because you don't have any more. Make sure I'm broke right through. Everything is set up. And so what I will do for the first one is I'll get it kind of in place. We're going to heat the screwdriver up. This one looks like it's painted. Maybe a painted screwdriver is not the best idea, but that'll be gone shortly. Doesn't take very long with this torch. And why I like the screwdriver is if you get a slot screwdriver, you have a nice flat end. So makes this real easy. So we got that pretty hot. Literally take it, bam. Now I'm going to leave that for 1 second because when that when that plastic cools down, put that up on the screwdriver or on the tape measure like that, then we'll have a weld there and it won't come apart. Where's the, see that? Just flattens out, welds up nice. Careful while you're doing this, especially if you're videoing it with your torch going. You don't get your hands too close to the torch. So I'm literally just going to put it on its side now like this. Warm up the screwdriver again. If you have any questions while we're going here, by all means shoot them out. Looks like that's getting pretty hot. Take that. I'm actually going to do the top. And you can actually see it weld onto itself as you go. Like so. Almost there. A little more heat. Hit it again. She's hot now. Just like so. Probably best to be in a well ventilated area doing this. There is a little bit of fumes that comes off of it. I personally have never suffered any ill effects from it yet. Don't think I have a nervous twitch starting yet or anything anyways. Alright. Let that cool down a little bit. And I can tell you, if you do this properly, they will never, ever, ever, ever come apart. So, I think we will do this one here. Just like so. I like working from this side. I don't know if it's better for the camera or not. But we'll get this one started. Warm up the screwdriver, which doesn't take long now. It's already pretty warm. Again, if you're just joining us, you can use a soldering iron too. I just prefer the screwdriver. So yeah, I just give the top a little weld. This one's actually going really well. For the second one, give it a couple runs. You'll see it flattening onto itself, setting in the way it's supposed to or the way you want it to. And just like that, there's the second weld done. Just like that. I'm going to give it one more of this little quick once over. But looks pretty done. Okay. Give that 1 sec to cool down. Doesn't take long. There you go. That's your plastic weld. And it will not come apart. Maybe if you beat the hell out of it. So, we got one more to go. We got 2 good sides here. Now, we're going to make this the bottom side here. So it would be really helpful if we had, it's one thing to kind of think about when you're doing it, make sure you have this end of it Hey, Kev. Yeah, your endlers would. Um, your endlers definitely would. And I stated that at the start of the stream. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, if you have smaller fish, then obviously you'd have to use a different material. That's for certain. I use this uh, more for fry, as larger fry, not endlers, but for larger fry that I'm trying to keep separated. If I have different size fry I don't want together, or yeah, if you have a sick fish, whatever needs to be isolated, that's where this breeder box comes in handy for sure. So we'll get this last side welded on, and then we'll work on the bottom. Like I said, easy DIY. If you don't have a torch and a screwdriver, or you're not comfortable with using a torch and a screwdriver, a soldering iron works just as well. I just prefer this. Because this works really well too. I like the idea of no glue, no strings. I've done them in the past with like fishing line and crap, but it's yeah, this way just seems cleaner, stronger, no extra crap to worry about. It's fast to do. If I wasn't videoing this, I'd have this done in 10 minutes flat. 10 minutes flat, I'd have this made. And so far, they've worked great for my clownfish babies. When I have different sized clownfish babies, and I would like to keep them all separated from each other, because they are kind of jerkish at times, and they can pick on guys that are smaller than them. So this way I can separate them and everybody can get along in the same tank. Yeah, for sure. People do a lot of like put it on the wall of their tank with suction cups on it, and have like moss walls in their tanks. Even on the ground, on the substrate. That's a good point, Kev. It does work very, very well for that. All right, we'll weld up this last side. Just like that. Perfect. That easy. All right. Shut this down for a sec. And we'll see what we have to do to make a bottom fit here. It looks pretty good. There. Yeah. There and there. And there. Okay, so I got to cut just a little bit off here. And like I said, the bonus of this too is you make them whatever size you want. If you need some that are, 6 inches by 6 inches, make them 6 inches by 6 inches. If you need some bigger than that, smaller than that, what have you, this is the idea of doing DIYs. So you can make it custom to your needs. All right, we'll just weld the bottom up here. This has been going 30 minutes already. We don't want to make it too long of a live stream if people want to come back for reference on DIYs or what they need or what they missed or whatever. But we're almost done. That's how fast this goes. So we'll start the bottom here. That one's a little high in that corner, so we'll just do that. Perfect. Keep your fingers back a bit so you don't get burnt. So what I did with the first one I made of these is it's in my clownfish grow out tank. And what I did was I had 2 really small batches of clownfish babies, like where I literally got 3 in one batch and 4 in another. So I made one very similar to this size, a little bit bigger than this one. And I put it in with the much older babies. And I put a fake piece of coral in there, just a resin coral. And they're very, very happy in there. There's 7 of them in it, and they got all the space they could ever need. But they're a fish that they need good water, but not a lot of space. So it works really well for them. There's one side done. And that corner's a bit high. But we got her. She's hot now. So, quick shot there. This works so much. To me, using fishing line or adhesives or anything like that to do this, to me this is better. Way better. Holds together better. Everything. So there's another side done. This one locked in. The old screwdriver reheat. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed to us, do me a favor if you don't mind and subscribe. It won't cost you nothing. And we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers for the channel, which is pretty amazing in itself. I never thought that would ever happen. So I think we're at like 978 or something like that. We're literally like 22 people away from 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It'd help us out a lot. We really do appreciate it. I cannot pronounce your name. I see Life there, so I'll just call you Life. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're just securing right now, if you're just joining us, we're just securing the bottom of our breeder box right now. We're just doing a bit of plastic welding using the plastic that's here on these, some places call them plastic canvas, some call them needlepoint canvas or mesh, needlepoint mesh. You can find it at the dollar store. You can find it at Walmart. Find it in a lot of places. The dollar store usually has it. I went to Walmart today. I think they have bigger sheets at Walmart. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting these in. I got a little bit of extra on that side, so I'm just melting them in. I guess you could just cut them off, but gotta be careful. I'm just gonna melt them in, and that'll just make a stronger seam. And then we will make our clips to secure it to the side of the tank so it doesn't go out of place on you. There we go, that's good now. Happy with that. There we go. Mr. Chevy Fish, hello. Hello, hello. We're just about there. Just this side now to secure. I believe you're one of the ones that wanted to see this, Chevy Fish. So I hope you're getting your fill. There we go. Done. No fishies getting out of there. Okay. Kill the torch. There you have it. That is a breeder box. It's not bad compared to those ones that are just the cloth tents. Basically, this is quite stable, quite sturdy, and really I'd give it a quick rinse. But other than that, she's ready to go. I will show you how to do the clip on it. I'll just answer a question here. Rockford, hello Rockford Fish Keeping, welcome. Jan, can I ask why not just sew it? Breeding mops show we can put yarn in the tank with no problem. You're entirely correct, Rockford Fish Keeping. If you want to sew it, go ahead and sew it. I don't know. Sewing, I don't think is as strong as this. I don't think so. I'm not pulling too hard yet because I don't know if it's all cooled down completely, but I don't think sewing will get you the same quality of a seam as this will, unless you're really good. Unless you're a really good sewer, because I'm not a good sewer. Me, to take a hot screwdriver or a soldering gun or a soldering iron, for me to go and take a couple minutes to do that's a lot easier than sitting there and stitch, 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 stitch. And if you're going to use them for years and years, I'm willing to bet the stitching rots out long before this gives up. So off the top of my head, that's why I would prefer to do it this way. Easier, and I think it's going to last longer. Oops. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd throw it on. There was a couple of you interested in it. Okay, so the next part of the construction is having a drink of coffee. But other than that, so what I use to secure to the side of the tank is literally just you can get this on Amazon if you want. I'll put the link in the description where I buy it at Amazon, and you can buy it through my Amazon Associates account, and it'll take you right there, right to what you need. But I'll put that in the link. But this is cheap, and a lot of people use it. I use it. It's for weighting down plants. So when I'm selling plants and I want to bunch them up, I literally take scissors, cut a tiny little piece off, bender, put the stems in there, and clamp, and that, and that's what will hold your plants down in your tank until they take root. So what we're going to do here, though, is I'm going to make them a bit longer because I'm actually going to double them up. I want to be able to double them up and still have enough so that we have enough to hook that, and then hook that over the tank. And I just use this because I have it. It's in my fish room, and it worked. I didn't have to go anywhere for it. So I think that's a good size for one. And I think we'll just do this and this for the second. Simple as that. Now, decide which side you want to go. That's going to be against the tank. We'll just call it this side. I literally take the scissors. Where did I burn the hole? I think I burnt the hole. But you can just do this, and if you want to make the hole a little better, you can use the torch, I guess. And like so. And like so. Gives you a hole big enough that this will fit through. Like so. And then all I did was clamp it around like so. And then that will go over your tank. So we did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. Cut. Cut. All right. Stick this one through. Overlap like so. And like so. That's it, guys. That's all there is to it. So, here's your box, your clips. You can make them whatever side to clip them on whatever tank you want. You can fit just about any fish in there, and you can make them whatever size you want. So if you have a 10-inch fish, make a 20-inch basket. I could literally keep like half-inch size. I could keep 10 clownfish babies in this half-inch size, no problem. No problem whatsoever. So I've been using this for a little bit now, and it's been working. It's been working great for me, and I'm actually gonna take the other camera over and show you guys it in action right now. One I made about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. So we'll show you how I have it in action. Jan Aquarium, you wouldn't believe how many times I used the fish lead strips in HO scale train engines to make them a little heavier. Yeah, I guess that would work well for that. I guess well, hey, I guess it's got lead in it. It's got to be this pliable. I think it's mostly tin now, but yeah, it works well for. I use it around here for all kinds of things. If I have an air bubbler, as simple as having an air stone that won't stay quite as close to the bottom or stay down easily, or there's some tension pulling down on it, probably throw a wrap of this stuff on it. It'll stay down. It'll give it the weight. But let's flip that camera back over, and I'll show you the little baby, young clownfish babies that actually live in one of these boxes. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me over there, but we will try. I'll turn the screen so I can actually see what I'm looking at. No, it's not in that tank. Not in that tank. You'll see I still have a food container. I got some new anemones yesterday that I put in this tank, and one wouldn't come out of the container, so I actually lodged it down underneath the breeder box that we're talking about. So this is it. I'm going to turn it to the side here. This one gets caught on these things here. But this is it. It's collected a bit of algae on the light side of things. But I have seven clownfish babies in here that actually just love life in here. They have their little fake piece of coral. They all get along really well in here. They're a little bit too small to put in with these guys. I think they're getting close to being able to go in with those guys, but they are quite a bit younger, and I do believe they will still get picked on by these guys. So this is how I come up with that idea for the hang in-tank breeder box. You can see the metal clips right here. They work great, and this one was constructed the exact same as we just constructed that one. The only difference is that one's just a little bit bigger that I made for the baby clownfish. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's as quick and easy as someone can make a breeder box. So I will obviously keep this video up on my videos, and if you need to go back for reference, you'll just have to go back and get your reference. I'm gonna peace out. That's all I wanted to do a live stream on today, was just the breeder box. I don't want to dilute the live stream at all from what it is. So unless there's any more questions about the breeder box that I don't think I answered, I think we're gonna peace out. I'm just waiting. I'm having a look on my iPad here. It comes up quite a bit quicker, and I don't see any new questions. So thank you everybody for joining us. If you're not subscribed, please do. We're almost there. We're almost at our at this point, it's been a long-term goal, but we'll have to make a new long-term goal if we get there. But we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, by all means, please do so. We're very close. Rico Stan says, very cool. I don't currently have a need for one, but I think I'm going to build a few to have on hand. That's a good idea. And the good idea is because this is multi-uses. You have a fish that's getting picked on. You have a sick fish that you're attempting to medicate using food. Whatever you got going on, and you need to isolate a fish or fishes. Yeah, this will work for you. Not a bad idea to have them on hand. Whoops. Sorry, I will get to that one, but I wasn't quite there. Thank you, Rico Stan. Yeah, he's having a nap beside us here right now, so hopefully he gets feeling better. Hi, Benny. Welcome. Sorry I didn't see you there early. You must have just popped in, or you're creeping. But well, talking about breeder boxes, I pulled my crib fry and floated them in the tank with the parents, and they tipped the breeder and got them all. Oh wow. Oh wow. Are you talking the ones you just float in the tank and they just hold a bit of air up under each end? I think you are. Way better. Way better. More water goes through these as well, because so that they'll have much fresher water. But your baby cribs will get out of this. It's too big for baby cribs. Yeah, you could make it not even deep, right? You can make it shallow if you wanted to. Good idea. Good idea. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. And until next time, stay safe and happy fish keeping. Thank you to my moderators who do moderator stuff. You guys know who you are, and you do a great job. Till next time, bye for now.